women do not date out of their race enough, and God, please release my sisters from the shackle of only dating black men. I feel like it's time for us to explore our options. It's way more of life to see, way more experiences to have.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So as per the title guys, you can see in today's video, once again we're going to be talking about another successful, beautiful black woman that decided that she was too gonna bite the dust. And in today's episode, we're talking about none other than the beautiful Skai Jackson. You guys know some months back it had been reported that Skai Jackson, she was pregnant, and this all came to light because she was arrested on suspicion of a domestic battery at Universal Studio. Just in case you guys don't necessarily recall this story, I want to read an article to you guys. It said Disney Channel star Skai Jackson could be facing a misdemeanor after getting arrested last week at Universal Studio in Hollywood. It said the Jesse and Blunt actor was arrested August 9th on suspicion of domestic battery after security personnel noticed her and her boyfriend getting into a physical altercation at the theme park, which is adjacent to the Universal City Walk dining and shopping district. It said while inside the Universal Studio theme park, a domestic incident occurred involving Skai Jackson. A spokesperson for the Los Angeles County Sheriff Department said on Tuesday, based on the initial investigation, it was determined Ms. Jackson was the primary aggressor and was arrested for misdemeanor spousal battery. It continued to say Jackson is currently 22, was then transported to the West Hollywood station for booking. On-site security called police after claiming to have seen Jackson push her boyfriend, according to Page 6 and TMZ. Security personnel detained the couple until local authorities arrived and reviewed security footage, which allegedly showed that Jackson had pushed her boyfriend twice. It said Jackson was arrested at 5:50 p.m. and was booked at 6:30 p.m. according to the sheriff jail record. Her bill was set for $20,000 and she was cited and released a few hours later. Continued to say the Bubble Goopies voice actor and her boyfriend reportedly both denied getting physical during the incident, and Jackson allegedly claimed that they are happily engaged and are expecting a baby together. So once this whole thing was released, naturally a lot of people, including myself, I don't really remember making a video on it, but I do remember mentioning it briefly when I was speaking about Halle Bailey and her very unfortunate situation. But now, as you guys can see here on your screen, obviously the shade room being the shade room, right? They caught her out because I think it is quite interesting how these women for the longest time, they will be putting their entire business out here for all of us, the consumer, right? But when we do have question for them, they be getting upset with it. We saw the same thing with Halle Bailey. Halle Bailey was denying for the longest that she was also pregnant by this dusty male DDG. I also do recall the shade room also captured her when she and him was out just running some errand. And as you guys can see here now, the latest victim is none other than Skai Jackson. And as you guys can see, I literally was just on Twitter, and naturally, because this is something that a lot of us has been speculating for the past few months now, ultimately the shade room basically wanted us to know that it's not really a rumor at this point. So as you guys can see, this commentator here saying, am I the only one that didn't know Skai Jackson was pregnant? Yes, we didn't really had confirmation, but I do think that this photo, it basically confirmed what all of us has been speculating for the longest of time, right? Quite frankly, guys, this is something that I don't really understand about these beautiful, successful black women. You will see these stuff over and over, and like I said, unfortunately, this a few months back, it was only a speculation when Skai herself, she admitted that, she wasn't really getting physical with her dusty baby daddy, and she claimed that they were happily engaged and they were also expecting a baby. So my question would be, do you guys think the police would have been called? This girl would have had to pay $20,000 to get bailed out, all because she's happily engaged to this male that we already know that's not really gonna marry her. Because this is what I was just talking about yesterday with Ocho Cinco's and his preference, that ultimately he basically decided that he was gonna give her a shut up ring. What he did was he gave her that ring, ultimately impregnated her, and doing what they do best, naturally he was on his way. Because regardless of the group of women, and this is what I need you as a black woman to get through your head, regardless if you're a black woman, regardless if you're one of these male preference, unfortunately, if you're crazy enough to lay down with these male, this is precisely what is going to be the outcome. Because for the longest of time, we have seen these male out here talking about all type of woman being the issue. We already know that these male are allergic to anything that has to do with any type of accountability. This is precisely why whenever the relationship do come to a demise, which we know is bound to happen, because like I have been telling you guys for the longest, these male, regardless of them coming out here pedestalizing these non-black women, at the end of the day, literally every group of women get the same black male, right? So unfortunately, Skai Jackson, she's the latest victim to bite the dust. Because I mean, look at this male. And guys, I do have to say, I tried to find some information on this dusty male, and naturally I couldn't really come up with anything. But I mean, just look at him. We can all assume that he's a product of a self-hating black male and one of the least desired from her community. At this point, guys, I'm just exhausted. I'm just so tired of coming out here reporting on this. And yes, I don't have to, but I feel like me and other black women, our mission out here is to empower, is to encourage upcoming black girls to not go down these same path. Because unfortunately, all of the women, all of her grandmothers, all of her aunts, unfortunately some of her mom, including some of her sister, truly seem like these women have zero intention whatsoever of them to break the cycle, right? This is why I'm going to continue to come out here. As long as you guys are receiving me, I'm going to continue to come out here to talk about these type of situation. Because I truly feel like in this day and age, 2024, there's way too much protection out here for all of these beautiful, young, successful women to continue to go down this very unfortunate path. Because like I said, we have so much example, whether it's in the big screen or it's in our day-to-day life. Because honestly, guys, I can literally just think about so much beautiful women within my life that they also has fell victim to this. And now within the whole celebrity world, we know there's so much, all of the usual suspect that I'm usually talking about. You know, we have Keke Palmer, we have Halle Bailey, now we have Skai Jackson. If we want to talk about the older ladies, unfortunately, we saw how Ashanti basically decided that she was gonna let rapper Nelly literally waste a decade of her life. We saw that she was okay allowing him to spin the block. After all of that time passed, he was in a long time relationship with one of his preference. I guess that didn't really work out. So what he did, unfortunately, always go back to the fallback woman. Because unfortunately, black woman has been allowing these least hanging fruit to do that for the longest of time. You guys know in the past I have spoken about how black woman will be the billet woman for these male. Then once they hit that financial bracket that they had always wanted, we already know the story continued to repeat itself. And then when these male happen to fall on hard time, unfortunately we see stories like Nelly and Ashanti happening over and over. So unfortunately, like I said, unfortunately Skai Jackson, she's the newest victim to bite the dust. Black woman, I'm not sure what it's going to take at this point for y'all to really get it through your head that regardless of these male coming and saying whatever, we already know that the story is bound to repeat itself. Because like I said, we have seen this story way too much time for black women to continue to make these type of mistakes. But guys, this is all that I have to say on this whole unfortunate situation. I would love to hear about what you guys have to say about Skai Jackson basically allowing herself to become another statistic. Like I said, we just need to be rid of the very toxic baby mama culture. Because at the end of the day, we already know this dusty male that Skai allowed herself to get impregnated by. We already know that the story is only going to repeat itself, right? This is so unfortunate. Black woman, we really need to do better. Nonetheless, guys, this is all that I have to say on this whole situation. Whatever your thoughts and opinion are, please get in the comment section down below. And I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye, guys.
Black women, it's time to hold ourselves accountable because we are reaping what we sowed. We have lied and gassed black men up for centuries, letting them think that they are kings with no kingdoms, letting them think that they are the emperor when they are naked. And now we are dealing with the consequences of those actions. Instead of being honest with black men and requiring them to do better for not only themselves, but the community that they helped create, we have allowed them to tear it apart and then put it back together quietly behind their backs and then still let them get the credit for it.